What if UConn's season starts getting defined before Big East play even begins? Because before January, Gino Auriemma's Huskies already have a monster spotlight stretch. Texas in a preseason exhibition, Michigan on the road, Iowa, South Carolina at Mohegan Sun, Duke at TD Garden, and Maryland at Barkley Center. That is not a warm-up. That is a national resume test. And the real question is simple. Which UConn players are about to become stars before the calendar even flips? Today we're ranking the Huskies whose stock could absolutely explode before Big East play. And by the end, I'm giving you my surprise pick for the player who becomes a fan favorite by December.
Prime Field!
UConn is still UConn. The standard is banners, Final Fours, championships, and national pressure every single night. But this version of the Huskies has a fascinating twist. AZ Fudd has gone to the WNBA as the number 1 pick. Sarah Williams is gone. Sarah Strong is the reigning national superstar, but her health is one of the biggest storylines of the offseason. Blanca Kinyones is working back from shoulder surgery. And Gino has added a freshman class with size, shooting, international experience, and serious upside. So this list is not just who is talented. Everyone at UConn is talented. This is about who can use the early national spotlight to go from important piece to unavoidable storyline. We're talking viral breakout moments, big game stock risers, players fans are debating by Christmas. Let's start with the obvious name. But there's a twist. Sarah Strong is already the name. She is already the face. She's already the standard. She enters the season with the kind of resume most players dream about. National Player of the Year awards, Big East Player of the Year, Big East Defensive Player of the Year, and complete two-way dominance. Last season, Strong averaged 18.4 points, 7.7 rebounds, 3.8 assists, 3.4 steals, and 1.6 blocks per game. That is not just production, that is control. But here's the debate. Can Sarah Strong's stock actually explode if she is already viewed as a superstar? Yes, if she proves she is not just the best player on UConn, but the championship engine of a reloaded roster. The early schedule gives her the perfect stage. South Carolina tests your toughness, Iowa tests your pace, Duke tests your execution, Maryland tests your shot making, Michigan on the road tests your composure. But the key word is health. Strong's Achilles management is one of the most important UConn storylines going into the season. UConn does not just need her to look dominant in November. They need her moving well, leading well, and still peaking in March. So her stock explodes if fans see this version. Controlled, healthy, sharper, vocal, and completely comfortable carrying a team that lost elite scoring and front court production. But Sarah is the face. Who is the engine? K. Arnold might be the most important tone setter on this roster. Not always the biggest scorer, not always the loudest headline, but the player who tells you what kind of night UConn is about to have. Last season, Arnold started 38 games, handed out 174 assists, committed only 43 turnovers, and came up with 102 steals. That 4.05 assist-to-turnover ratio is not just good, it is officially UConn record book good, and this is why her stock can explode early. UConn's non-conference schedule is built to test guard play. If Arnold controls Michigan on the road, runs the show against Iowa, handles South Carolina's physicality, and keeps UConn organized against Duke, fans will stop talking about her as just a really good UConn guard. They'll start talking about her as one of the best floor generals in the country. The pro-KK argument is simple. She makes UConn faster, meaner, cleaner, and more connected. The only question is scoring. Can she punish teams that sag off and load up on Sarah Strong? Can she hit the pull-up? Can she get to the rim when the defense knows the pass is coming? That is the leap. If Arnold turns from pressure guard into complete offensive engine, UConn's entire ceiling changes before Christmas. But somebody has to replace the buckets. Ashlyn Shade might be the swing player of the whole video. Her stock could explode. Or she could become the biggest debate in the UConn fanbase. Why? Because AZ Fudd's departure leaves a massive scoring and spacing hole. UConn does not just need someone to make big open shots. They need someone to fences fear before the ball even gets there. Shade has already proven she can score. She passed 1,000 career points during the NCAA tournament against UTSA. She has started big games. She has lived in the UConn pressure cooker. But here's the tension. Last season, she shot 47 for 148 from 3. That is 31.8%. That number is going to be talked about all season. Because if Shade shoots closer to her best version, UConn becomes terrifying. Strong gets more room. Arnold gets cleaner driving lanes. Vukosa gets better spacing. The freshman guards do not have to carry too much too early. But if Shade starts cold, teams are going to crowd the paint and dare UConn's new pieces to beat them. That makes every early big game personal for Shade. Can she be the shot maker? Can she be the confidence player? Can she be the one who turns a 6-point lead into a 16-point lead in 2 minutes? My prediction, if Shade has one 20-point national TV game before January, her stock jumps instantly because UConn fans are searching for the next perimeter bucket getter. Now let's talk about the X factor, or nobody should ignore. Blanca Kinyones might be the most underrated name in this entire conversation. As a freshman, she averaged 10.7 points per game, shot efficiently, hit nearly 40% from 3, and gave UConn 2 steals a night off the bench. That is rare. She was not just a young player getting development minutes. She was a real rotation weapon. And in a brutal non-conference schedule, bench players become everything. Because when Sarah Strong needs a breather, when UConn gets into foul trouble, when the offense gets stuck, when a top opponent throws a different look, that is when Kinyones can flip momentum. The only reason she's not higher is health. She had shoulder surgery after dealing with a labrum issue, so the question is how quickly she looks like herself again. But if she's healthy enough to defend multiple positions, attack close outs, and bring that bench fire by November and December, she becomes a nightmare matchup. And here's the fan angle. UConn fans love players who bring edge, players who dive on the floor, players who do not care if they start, they change the game. Blanca has that fan-favorite DNA, but she is not my surprise fan-favorite pick. That player is still coming. Before the surprise, we have to talk about the freshman who could change everything. Olivia Vukosa is not just another freshman. She is 6'5", the 2025-26 Gatorade National Girls Basketball Player of the Year, a McDonald's All-American, a Croatian senior national team player, and one of the highest-ranked recruits in the country. Her senior numbers were ridiculous. 17.8 points, 18.1 rebounds, 5.5 assists, and 4.4 blocks per game. That is not just size, that is skill. And what makes Vukosa fascinating is fit. Gino has had success with skilled bigs who can move, think, pass, and play both ends. Vukosa fits the modern game because she is not just a back-to-the-basket post. She can face up, she can pass, she can protect the rim. She can help UConn play with more front-court flexibility. Now imagine this. Sarah Strong at the high post, Vukosa sealing inside, KK Arnold attacking downhill, Shade spaced on the wing, maybe Marine Dursus is another shooter. The defense has to choose. Help on Arnold? Strong finds the cutter, double Strong. Vukosa gets a touch, pack the paint, Shade gets a 3. If Vukosa is ready early, UConn's ceiling changes before Big East play even begins. The question is not talent. The question is speed. Can she handle the pace of Michigan, the physicality of South Carolina, the shot pressure of Duke, and the bright lights of Barclays Center? Because freshman mistakes get punished in those games. But if she has even one monster performance, something like 14 points, 10 boards, 3 blocks on national TV, the conversation changes overnight. Suddenly it becomes, did UConn just find the front court partner Sarah Strong needed? Marine Dursus and Jovana Popovic are the names to circle. Marine brings professional experience from France's top league. She averaged 9.9 points while shooting 41.2% from 3. That matters because UConn needs spacing after losing AZ Fudd. If Shade is cold, Marine could become a major early season answer. But my surprise fan favorite pick, Jovana Popovic. A Serbian guard who can handle it, pass it, score it, and bring international toughness. That sounds exactly like the kind of player UConn fans fall in love with. Popovic averaged 26.6 points and 7.2 assists through 5 games for ZKK Art Basket, was named First League MVP and Best Shooter, and has already played with Serbia's senior national team. That is not normal. And if she gets early second unit minutes next to KK Arnold, pushes tempo, throws flashy passes and guards like she belongs. By December, UConn fans are going to be saying, we found another one. So here's my final Stockwatch ranking. Sarah Strong is the superstar standard. KK Arnold is the engine. Ashlyn Shade is the pressure shot maker. Blanca Kinyones is the X factor. Olivia Vukosa is the ceiling changer. And Jovana Popovic is my surprise fan favorite pick before Big East play. Now I want your prediction. Which UConn player's stock explodes first? Sarah Strong, KK Arnold, Ashlyn Shade, Blanca Kinyones, Olivia Vukosa, Marine Dursus, or Jovana Popovic? Drop your ranking in the comments. And be honest, do you trust UConn's new pieces to survive that brutal early schedule before January? Subscribe to Prime Field for more women's hoops breakdowns, UConn storylines, recruiting battles, and national title debates all season long.
Prime Field!